benefits to each of the products, but it's not solely on the amount of THC. And I feel like that really needs to be like an education point for consumers in general, because I feel like they would be able to adapt and absorb more of the benefits of cannabis if they understood that.
One last question I've got for you. What is your favorite ingredient or recipe that you're working on at the moment?
That's a great question. I am in love with our chocolate. I actually was able to go to Ecuador last September to visit the cacao plantations that we source our chocolate from. It was an amazing experience. I feel like I left part of my heart in Ecuador. I never knew what and how much work goes into creating a chocolate bar. It's a lot. Like the cacao trees only produce 30 pods per year. Each pod only produces 40 beans. And then it takes 500 beans to produce a chocolate bar.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. There are so many steps in between too. There's a fermentation that needs to happen, drying, roasting, deshelling them, the conching, so mixing with the sugar and the milk. I actually got the opportunity to milk a cow at the base of the Andes at like 4 a.m. in the morning and visit the panela fields. And it's amazing what their agricultural skills produce with so little. So they graft from high producing trees to low producing trees just by cutting a tiny little root or a little piece of the bark and wrap it with plastic wrap, cover it with a bag, let it sit for, however long. And then once that branch grows from the lower yielding plant, they're able to cut off the low yielding branch and just let the high yielding product grow. It's so simple, and it's amazing how resourceful they are and how happy they are. One of the things that, we don't always get to do in the hospitality industry is really promote sustainable and fair trade practices. And that's what our chocolate is. Like, we really care about all of our products, but being able to showcase, being able to support that kind of community is an amazing feeling.
That's awesome. I can't wait to try that chocolate bar. That sounds dope. Well, Lianne, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. This was super interesting.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
And now for your latest cannabis news. It may have taken 3 years and some change, but finally the city of Boston has now got 2 recreational marijuana stores open for business. Berkshire Roots opened its latest location in East Boston at the end of July, and right now they're only taking pre-orders online. On the national level, Democratic Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, defended her push to get cannabis banking protections included in the federal COVID-19 relief bill last week. And at the same time, she also mentioned that marijuana is, quote, a therapy that has proven successful. Instead of discussing whether the cannabis industry should get sensible banking protections, Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell zoned in on Pelosi's comment that cannabis is a proven therapy. And by early August, McConnell was accusing Pelosi of, quote, holding up the entire COVID-19 package over bizarre, unrelated things like carve-outs for the marijuana industry. In the Senate's latest round of the COVID-19 relief legislation, there was no longer a provision included for cannabis banking regulations. You might remember on our last episode we were talking about how legalizing weed could help save the economy, and we said that in June, Illinois had broken a record with $47 million of sales in recreational cannabis products. Well, as predicted, that trend has continued throughout the pandemic, and in July, Illinois decimated that previous record with $61 million in recreational sales. I've said it once, and I'll say it again, let's legalize it already. If you love what we do, we'd love it if you gave us a rating and a review and hit subscribe wherever you're listening to us. Check out more about our gorgeous magazine at differentleaf.com. We're on social media at Different Leaf, and I'm on social media at Brit the British. Thanks to our wonderful producer, Andrea Maraskin, and thanks to Homebody for the music.